Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Here's my national championship game picks and prediction. Okay? Clearly, the two best team in the country right now are Michigan and Georgia. I think those will be the two teams that play in the national championship. Even if Ohio State makes it, which they can, according to their ranking, and if USC were to lose, I don't see USC. I don't see Ohio State being able to match up physically with Georgia. Georgia and Michigan are very much alike in terms of philosophy and how they play. They're both very physical. They like to control the line of scrimmage. And given that Ohio State lost the way that they did, as one-sided as they did, I have no scenario on how they would beat Georgia, because Georgia's actually a more talented Michigan. That's how they play. Now on to the national championship prediction. I don't think USC is going to make it. Their defense is going to cost them in the playoffs. It's a good defense. But if Notre Dame's defense had Georgia's defense, elite athletes, more elite athletes, it would have been a little different. Nothing against USC. It's just if I had to pick teams with a weakness, USC has the biggest one. Their defense. They've given up 40-something points to Utah before. So that tells me a better team will put up more and keep them from scoring as much. Possibly. I don't know. I was wrong about USC the other day. TCU, they don't have the talent. Excuse me. I think they'll get eliminated in the first round. So it's going to be out of Michigan and Georgia. They're the two best teams, the most complete teams. Both teams love to run the football. Corum will probably play in the playoffs. Clearly, McCarthy's a much better quarterback than what McNamara, whatever his name was last year at throwing the football. He's a good athlete. He can run. He's a 5-star quarterback. So you know he has a lot of potential. Oh, I've picked against both teams, and I've looked silly both times. Well, I'm probably going to do another prediction video of this, so I may change my prediction. But in terms of who's been a more complete team, who's dominated all 12 games, and who hasn't trailed very much at all, I know the Illinois game for Michigan and Georgia was Missouri, but they've been pretty dominant. I have to give it to this team. It's very hard for a team to repeat as national champion. And again, Georgia has worried me. They have all the talent in the world, but they have had a hard time finishing 4 quarters of football. They've done it so many times with Missouri, Auburn. They've done it with them. They did it with Tennessee in the second half. They didn't really run up the score like I felt like they should have. They didn't do it with Florida. They took a quarter off in that game. They didn't do it with Georgia Tech. They didn't do it with Kentucky. So that might be a growing habit. I feel like that's a growing habit. I think it's going to cost them at some point in the playoffs. I don't think it'd be USC. I think it has to be Michigan, because Michigan's the more complete team defensively, offensively, and they don't get penalties. So that was a big difference in the Ohio State game. So I have to go with the Wolverines. And Michigan and Jim Harbaugh, they've been hungry. They've been really on a mission since getting embarrassed last year. So Georgia can win the game, but I'm going to go with the Wolverines and Harbaugh. He's on a mission to prove people wrong. And everybody that they're stupid for saying he couldn't do it in the first place, and that he's not a really good coach, and he's not a championship level coach. So I think he has more in it than Kirby Smart does right now.